My whole game is built around a gimmick. I wanted to make a game that was more than just good to speedrun. I wanted to make a game that fundamentally pushed every player to approach like a speedrunner. There's a lot of games out there that are designed to be speed games, and they usually do this by just making the player fast. The thing about these games is they often treat going fast as a side goal rather than the core mechanic. They'll be fun to play fast, but ultimately there's nothing pushing the player to approach the game that way. And so basically I wanted to come up with a mechanic that would push players to treat speedrunning as the core focus of the game. And that's why I built the game around the time lock system. For those of you who haven't played the demo, it basically works like this. Every time you beat a level, and you set a new high score, you collect the time that you saved. So for example, the first time you enter a level, the time to beat might be 5 minutes. If you beat it in 4 minutes, you collect 1 minute of time. Now if you come back and play the level again and beat it in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you collect another 30 seconds, totaling up to 1 minute and 30. So think of a game like Mario 64. You collect stars, and then you can use those stars to unlock levels in Peach's castle. Later Skater works the same way, but instead of collecting stars, it's the time you collect that unlocks new levels. And that's pretty much the gimmick at the core of Later Skater. And pretty much everything else fell into place after that. Like the reason the main character is a skater is I needed a way to justify a character control that moved fast and had a lot of momentum. It also tied in really well to the whole 90s vibe that I'm going for. And the reason you get boost when killing enemies is that often when players speed through a level, they'll just ignore enemies. So I needed some way to make it so that killing an enemy can actually be faster than ignoring them. And this also impacts level design. Like most of my levels have at least 1 or 2 shortcuts built into them. And because of those shortcuts, I added a collectible system, which encourages the player to have a little bit of an exploration through a level and potentially find those shortcuts. Often the collectibles are placed in a way that indicate where a shortcut is. Even the core movement system is tuned around this gimmick. I really wanted to make it so that there's a high skill ceiling for the game, so that getting slightly better at the core mechanics can always lead to getting a few extra seconds off some levels. And I had to balance that with making the skill floor low enough so that players could just pick up the game and have somewhere to start. And because the game is like heavily inspired by Crash Bandicoot 3, and I have this whole system about time, and I really wanted to have different levels with different settings, it all kind of made sense from there to make the game about traveling through time. And that's basically the core gimmick of my game. In essence, it's basically making speedrunning for casuals. And if that kind of thing interests you, you can try the demo right now on Steam. Just search up Later Skater. And while you're there, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a wishlist. They really help.